Hello, and welcome to Your Daily Balance, Idaho Central Credit Union's video podcast, where we're here to bring you tips and tricks to help you on your way to achieving financial success. And today I'm here with Clark Rasmussen. Hello, Clark.
Hey, Laura, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing well.
Good. Well, we have some fun things to talk about today.
Yeah, we do.
Education-wise.
Yep.
So at Idaho Central, we do a ton of things with different education programs. Some of them are financial education. Some of them hit on some other things. And we're just going to dive right in today and talk about some really cool programs. So first, why don't we start with you introducing yourself?
Okay. My name is Clark Rasmussen. I'm the marketing sponsorship strategist here at Idaho Central.
Yes.
And I've been here since 2019.
Which is awesome.
Yay.
And in our roles, I do community development. We get to work with each other all the time.
Yeah.
Because we're out and about kind of taking Idaho Central into our communities, and we love to do that.
We do.
I mean, it's February. It's like Valentine's Day. We love our communities. We do all this. Yes.
I like Christmas.
Okay. Well, I like Christmas too. That's awesome. So a couple of things I'm going to hit on for a second, some of our financial education. One of the things that our team members get really excited about doing is going out and teaching people about financial education. Our team members at Idaho Central actually reported giving over 2,600 hours of financial education last year, which is awesome. So they're going out and they're teaching all about what people, need to know to achieve financial success. And who better, really? I mean, we have all of these experts that are just out there trying to help people learn more and more about how to achieve financial success. So one of my very favorite things that I get to do is I get to work with kids a lot. We go to kindergarten classrooms and teach them how to save in their little piggy banks, which is actually a Share Bear, a Share Bear piggy bank. But they're learning the value of, what each of the coins mean and how to track that on a register. And you have little kiddos.
I do.
It's fun to teach them that, right?
It is fun. And they have the piggy banks.
Yeah.
The register, we're not there yet. We're getting better though.
I get it. Yeah. The register is a tough concept.
Where's my debit card? It's like, no, hold on. Whoa.
Let me show your balance in your account.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. It is really, really neat. And then we do a lot of things out in our community too. I mean, we're constantly doing, presentations to business partners and other community groups. So that's a really awesome program that we have at Idaho Central. We have a lot of specialists. So the next one that I wanted to talk about, though, is scoreboards and athletic programs. And this is one of your, this is your baby. This is one of your major projects. And I love this. So tell us about those scoreboards that we've been seeing in some of our high school gyms.
Yeah, so this is a cool program. We started this back in 2019 when I got here. And one of the things that we were looking at is providing an opportunity for high schools to do a couple of things. One of them is to generate revenue. One of them is to provide them with an academic kind of a curriculum or an academic experience for their students.
Yeah.
And we kind of fell across this one on accident, but we like it. And we started running with it. So that's what we did. We started looking at schools that we felt like were in a position that would benefit and be able to use the video boards to help their schools. And so that's what we did. We went throughout the state, and there's a lot of schools that have them right now, and we have 3 criteria for them. One of them is that we want them to generate revenue for their athletic departments and for their schools. The other one is to provide that academic curriculum so that their students can be the ones that are creating content for those boards. And then the third piece is really a Crew Connect piece, where Crew Connect is a subsidiary of Daktronics.
I've never heard of that, yeah.
So this is a subsidiary where our students that are doing this curriculum piece, they are able to, as they're creating content, can go through Daktronics, and any university or college in the country that is connected with Daktronics, our kids can actually be recruited to go create content for those schools.
And a lot of those colleges, it's my understanding, utilize that Daktronics system. And so it's a really smooth transition if they have created the content for the high schools. And so what we're kind of talking about here too, just for people who haven't seen them, is there's these really sweet video boards that are in some of our high school, in the gyms. So for basketball games, they're bringing out the kids, they're showing videos, and they're really hyping up the crowd. And it's just a really great, piece that just makes that experience for the community just pretty amazing. And then the kids are creating the content.
Correct. They're creating content. And one of the coolest Well, in fact, so right now there's this high school, Valley View High School, has 2 classes that are completely full of students. So there's a content creation and there's like a broadcasting class that they use that helps them with these video boards. And they have 14 classes that are actually full of kids doing this. So it's really cool.
Yeah. And like you said, I mean, they're graduating high school with a portfolio, with real pieces that they've created already. That's incredible.
That's cool. And then so we just got a recap from 2020 from some of the schools, and we had a really cool experience where one of them just generated $108,000 in revenue for their athletic department.
Okay, so tell us how they would do that. Like, how does that work?
So what they would do is they would sell advertisements to other businesses so that they can advertise during the games.
Yep.
They recently had one of their sponsors decided to donate them a car, and they could promote that on the video boards. And so with the fundraised money that they had and all of the content that they put on their video boards, they generated $108,000.
So like during the game, they're like, enter to win this car.
Yep, exactly.
And people do.
Yep.
And that's how they get the word out.
That's how they get it out. It's really cool.
That's really, really
And
awesome.
it's all created by the students, which is really cool.
Even better.
Yep.
I just think that is the coolest program. Yeah. And I can tell you, like, I have been to some of those games. It's awesome.
They are cool.
Like, they look amazing. So another really cool high school program that we have is Stu Kent.
Yeah.
And this is our digital financial literacy tool. We've talked about it a little bit here and there, but what it really is it's a curriculum for high school teachers to use in their classroom that teach kids about finances.
Right. Yeah. And it's a mimic software.
Yeah.
So it puts students or kids in a situation where they can make financial decisions without having to have those real life consequences, maybe.
Yeah. Those exist.
They do exist. But it's really cool because it really teaches them how to make decisions.
Yeah.
Is really what it does.
Well, that's right. Because some of the things that they'll kind of run into, it's like, okay, here's your monthly income and here are the decisions you need to make. And do you want to buy, this car or that car? And if you buy this car, then you have less money to buy groceries. Or if you buy that car, So it's really great. And then also, I think the tool will actually be like, and actually now your car got a flat tire. And so you need to figure out how to pay for that,
Yeah. And I think what they also do is at the end of the semester, depending on how much money you have saved up or how much money you have and how responsible you've been, you can actually buy your grade.
Yep. And it's based on your credit score.
It's okay to buy your grade.
Your fake credit score and your fake money that you've learned over the semester. But really, if you were doing it right and you were learning about things, you're going to be in a pretty good position at the end of the semester.
I wish I could buy more A's.
I mean, that's a really great learning lesson there.
Right?
The third program that I wanted to talk about too is esports.
Yeah.
Esports is awesome. Now, this is something that I didn't know much about until we started getting involved. So why don't you give a little summary for people who don't know what esports is?
Yeah, so esports is it's an opportunity. It's online gaming, but it's organized online gaming. So it gives students an opportunity to be competitive and
at the college level is what we're.
Well, we are currently sponsoring at the college level with Boise State. And part of that, so Doc is doing a fantastic job, and he's the head coach over at Boise State. He's doing a great job over there. Lots and lots of exposure. It's an awesome platform for us to be a part of because it's creating opportunities for students who want to play games, but also who want to broadcast games and who want to do stuff behind the scenes. They have a video production class and students that are involved with that. When you go to their arena in downtown Boise, you walk in and on the left-hand side, you see this really, really, really cool TV production room. And it kind of looks like, I've never been back to Connecticut, but it looks like an ESPN.
It really does. It does.
Where these kids they're doing overlays, they're capturing footage. The educational experience that they're providing their students is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then they're broadcasting that and showcasing it. And it doesn't hurt that they're winning a lot. A lot.
Well, that's always really awesome.
And so, but it's a cool program. And another thing that Doc has been doing, besides a great job with his teams, is expanding that into the high schools throughout the state. And so what we're finding a connection between are the students that are creating content on the video boards and the students that are engaged in the esports program. sometimes they overlap each other because they're either wanting to create content or play, and either way they're being able to kind of be exposed into that next world of university.
Yeah. And really esports at the collegiate level it's relatively new, but these are athletes that are playing these sports. And, they're really focusing on all of the aspects, whether it's academics, they're learning strategies with each other. They're keeping those high speed computers all up and running and figuring out how to manage all of that. I mean, it's really impressive.
Cool. It's really
fun to watch.
And it's fun.
Yeah, really, really fun. So we've hit on a couple of really awesome programs. Have I missed anything that you wanted to talk more about?
I think that's a good overview.
It really is
what we do.
Yeah. And I love those. They really are touching so many students in all of Idaho and Washington. And that's amazing.
That's what we're trying to do.
Well, thank you for all that you do.
Yeah, thank you.
You're doing an amazing job.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much for being here. And I know you're loving our podcast. So as you love it, go ahead and subscribe to our channel on YouTube, and you'll be alerted when new episodes come out. We'd love to have you there. We will see you next time.